Hey everyone, in this video we're going to set up an integration between Thrive Leads and SmartEngage. This is so that anyone who comes into one of your Thrive Lead opt-in forms will automatically get inserted into SmartEngage, so you can run all your email marketing and automations through SmartEngage. All right, so the first thing to do is come on over to where you have your Thrive Leads installed. And if I click on Thrive Leads dashboard, we can see this is where you create your various lead magnets, lead forms. So let's go ahead and just create a new lead group. It'll start from scratch. We'll call this one SmartEngage. Let's add that. And then inside of the lead group, we're going to add a new opt-in form, and I'll create a lightbox for this test. And the next step here as it walks you through is to add a form. Let's go ahead and create that form. And we're going to call this SE form test. Create the form. And now we have it set up here. At this point, we can click to edit the design. And we want to figure out what information we want from someone. Do we want to retrieve their name and email, just their email? So that's all important. So let's go ahead and just pick a basic opt-in template here. So I'll click on, I'll select this one right here and click to choose that template. And this is a two-step, so when they click on this button, that's where it opens up the other step here, which is this step. So from here, we can see we're asking for name and email. If I click on this box for lead generation, on the left-hand side, we're given this information here where we can change the form fields that we want. So right now we have name and email. We can add new if we want to collect phone number or anything of that type. So I'll just keep it basic and select nothing for that. And I'm going to clarify name here, and I'm just going to as far as the placeholder here that the user sees, I want to clarify that and just put full name, right? And then apply. And email is always a required field, and that can just stay as is. The section that we're most concerned with is this one here called HTML code. So I'll click on that. And in order to proceed, we have to go on over to SmartEngage and create the HTML code for this specific opt-in. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let's go to SmartEngage, and this is once you're logged in, we'll click on lead magnets, and that's this page here. I'll click on new lead magnet and select opt-in form, next. And we're going to change form type from Facebook Messenger to email. And then we're going to select HTML form here. Click on that. And you can see that it shows us a preview essentially of the form fields we're asking for. So we're looking for full name and email, which is the default for SmartEngage. Let's say we wanted to capture just first name, we would select that instead. Let's say we wanted first name and last name to be collected in separate forms, then we would check both of those as such. If we didn't want to collect any name info, we would select none. But in this case, we're going to go back to full name because that's what we want, and that's what we're going to be collecting. Let's say that we wanted to also collect phone number. We would be able to select that right here, and the phone field would then be an option, but I'll just remove that for now. That's it. If we had custom fields, we would select that in a similar way. If we had custom fields that we wanted to collect information for example, if you wanted to collect information, enter your favorite color, we could store that as a custom field. But again, for simplicity, we have just full name and just email, and I'll pop back on over here and show you that we have just full name and email. All right, so let's click next. And now we want to redirect. So in other words, after they submit this information, what should happen? Where do they redirect to? Typically, it's a thank you page, or any kind of, it can be right back to the page they started from. Whatever that URL is, though, that's where you'll put it right here. So I'll go ahead and put in a URL here to redirect to. And in this case, I'm going to put this lead magnet on the main homepage, and I'm going to redirect just right back to the same homepage. Not a big deal. In some cases, you may want to send them to a different URL for further instructions or any kind of offers that you may have. But in this case, we're just going to redirect to the page it came from, and then select next. And here you can select if you want single opt-in, meaning they don't have to check their email to confirm, or double opt-in, meaning they have to go into their email and click the confirm button that they want to join. So two schools of thought on to which one to use. If you're using double opt-in, then you're going to have a much higher quality list right off the bat because you're asking them to actually go into their email, open it, and click confirm. So I'm going to actually leave that as is. If you want to view what this default double opt-in email looks like, you can click edit and you can view it. I'm just going to leave it as is. It just is a standard email with a subject of action required. Please confirm your email inside, and then they can click that button, and once they click that, they automatically are on the list. But I'll leave it as is for now. I'm not going to add the subscriber to any sequence right off the bat, but this is where you would do that if you had them created already. Let's just add a tag though to tag all the people coming in so we know where they're coming from. So I'm going to click add tag, and I'm going to select a tag I've already created called Thrive. If you need to create a new tag, as you start typing the new tag, you can click to add the tag right here and it will add it automatically. But I already have an existing one, so I'm just going to select that, and you can see it's selected right here. Now I will click next, and I will save it with a name, and I'll call this Thrive Leads Home Test. And let's go ahead and activate it, and it will save automatically at that point. And we need to get that code, so let's open it back up and go over to the Setup tab, and the code is hidden in here, so we're going to select Copy to Clipboard, and then let's go back on over to ThriveCart and paste it in. And now we can click Generate Form, and now we are completely integrated here and set. And I can see that it actually took over the placeholder name. So if you want to change those, you can click edit next to each form field. And for the placeholder, we can again put full name and click apply. And under email, we can just capitalize it, put email, and click apply. And now when someone clicks that subscribe button, this full name and this email will get pushed directly into SmartEngage. But first, let's go ahead and save our work. Okay. And the other thing we need to do before testing actually is click on this option here, this setting, to install the JavaScript snippet. This should already be on the website, but in case this is the very first thing you're doing with SmartEngage, you need to make sure that this tag is installed on every page of the website that you want to use SmartEngage. So I'll just click on Install JavaScript Snippet. And this will take us to the tracking code page. And this tracking code gets inserted into the header of the website. So I'll click Copy here, and it's going to automatically copy this snippet of code. And I'm going to go back on over to where I have Thrive Leads installed. And wherever you can insert a snippet of code into the theme header is where you want to go. I know in this case, if you're using Thrive themes, under theme options is where you'll find the ability to click on analytics and scripts, and then you can paste in that header code right here. So once that's inserted, go ahead and click Save All Changes. All right, so we are good there. Now I want to go back over to Thrive Leads, and we can see that we have the test opt-in form here under SmartEngage. Right, so this is what we want to test. And let's just make sure that the display settings are correct. So we've got the front page here. Let's click Save and Close. And let me just make sure I start with a fresh page. I'll visit the site. All right, so here is the test. We have full name and email, so let's enter Dan SE test SE, and I'll put in my email here and click subscribe, and it should redirect back to that page that we set as a thank you page. And yep, it just redirected right back to the home page, and I have the opt-in set to appear all the time just for testing purposes. But yep, this worked perfectly. So the next thing to do is to check our email, because in this case we set the opt-in for double opt-in, if you recall. So let me see, back over on opt-in actions, we have the double opt-in. So I'm going to check my inbox and see if that email appeared. And I see on my other screen that it did come through. So let me go ahead and just show you that example. So right now, if I click on subscribers, I'm not listed here yet because I have to opt in first. So let's pull up that email that I just received. And I'll click on confirm the subscription. You can see this is the email we just got about the lead form we just submitted. So let's confirm that. All right, and get the confirmation, thank you for subscribing. So now this user, myself as a test, should be inserted as a subscriber here. So I'll refresh that. And we can see now this user has been inserted properly. And if we click on the pop-up here, we see a little bit more information. The form that was opted into, the tag is listed here that we set. And now we can market to this particular user with broadcast emails and or automation sequences. And that is how you integrate Thrive leads with SmartEngage. And just keep in mind that if you have a different opt-in form that you create, so in other words, if you have a different form, so this was one form, if we created another form and we wanted to associate it with a different page or a specific page or category, you would just create a new lead magnet inside of SmartEngage using the same steps, and then you can assign different tags the same way. All right, so that is how to set up the integration, and if you have any problems getting this set up, please feel free to use our support desk at help.smartengage.com.